Boss. 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 Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gon' talk, we gon' have fun. We be on fire, we be lit. It's a unique hustle, big shit. Big shit, big shit, big shit. It's a unique hustle, nigga, big shit. Big shit, big shit, big shit. Name another podcast like this. Who gon' bring it to the table? Boss Talk. Who your girlfriend favorite? Boss Talk. We gon' do it how you want it. Boss.
Check it. It's a unique hustle. It's your boy E-CEO, and I'm here with the lovely, official, amazing Miss Jamaica. What's going on?
Nothing.
Man, it's going down, man. We got a special guest today, man. He don't need no introduction, man. This guy right here, man, he creates, man. Hey, movies, man. This is my guy, man. He been doing this thing for a minute. Mr. Clifton McCurry is in the building.
All right. Glad to be here, brother.
Man, what's going on, man?
Shoot, another day, man. Trying to see what can happen.
Hey, man. That's the only way to find out is get out here and get in it.
Hey, that's what I do.
So what's going on with you? You good today?
I'm good.
Man, it's a beautiful day outside too. Didn't get to get out there in it till late, really, because of the just work and just doing different stuff. Man, the day be going by fast, don't it?
Man, real quick.
But the words say this is the day that the Lord has made. I'll rejoice and be glad in it. So I'm glad in it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, real glad. So Clifton, what's going on, man? Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Where you from? I already know where you're from, but let the people know where you're from, man.
Hey, man, I'm originally from Jefferson, Texas.
J-Town, Frogtown?
No, not Frogtown.
Oh, you wasn't in Frogtown?
Hey, I was there, though, but where I live was 2208.
You up there on 2208 with Bruce Cole. Not the young Bruce Cole, but the old Bruce Cole. Nigga, I know where you at up there, nigga. You know?
Yeah, that's what's happening, man.
Hey, I used to pull over that track and look to the left. He was right there, man. He passed away, didn't he?
He did, man. He did several years ago.
Yeah, bro. Sure did, man. Yeah, man. I love getting people from the hometown. East Texas in the building, y'all. Y'all know already what I do when East Texas. I get real excited, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so growing up in East Texas, man, just give us a little background story on just kind of how you came to, just how you grew up. How was it in Jefferson?
Hey, man, I grew up a country boy, so, that's love there from the get-go. So, grew up in the era, man, to where you got to get out there and get it to make it happen. You can't talk about it. So I got into this film industry, man, back, man, in the early 2000s.
But not in Jefferson.
Not in Jefferson.
Don't try to skip over Jefferson. I want to know kind of like, was your dad? Get him, Steph. Go on and get him. He don't want to act right. He tried to jump it.
Oh, man.
No, you wanted to know, like, were you raised by a single parent household, or?
No, man. I had my mom and dad that raised me.
Okay.
Church boy growing up. You know how I go. No matter what you do, you go make church on Sunday morning. But
Can you sing?
Oh yeah, man. We male choir, do all that good stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I had that background up, man, with my mom and dad. Unfortunately, about 8 years ago, my dad was killed in a train wreck.
Wow. Where? Here?
Sorry.
No, it was actually in Jefferson, man. I say less than a mile from my house.
Wow.
He was in the train?
He did, man. He was actually in his automobile, man, and somehow the detectives say he went through the guardrails. Some people say the rails didn't go down, anything like this.
And they don't have no cameras or none?
Have no camera, so we can only go by what the engineer says.
Yeah.
He gonna take care of himself and gonna take care of
Correct.
the
The company.
and stuff. So basically,
Was it at the one right there when you cross over track by Mike's?
No.
Oh, at 2208?
2208 going to Marshall.
Yeah.
You hook that
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
past that track.
I showed you that way.
And he was the only one in the car?
Yeah, it was the only one on Friday afternoon, man. So
Man, I'm
Wow,
sorry
sorry
to hear.
to hear that. I never knew that. Never knew that.
Yeah.
And your mom's still here?
Mom's still here, remarried, has a wonderful husband, man, still in the same spot. Everything's lovely.
That's
Wow.
such a fearful thing about that train track, because so many times, because I used to live in Terrell, and you always have so many train tracks right there where you always have to stop.
Yeah.
And you take for granted that, okay, when it's up, just go
Yeah.
and not look. But sometimes in my mind, it just tell me, slow down and look, because this is man-made.
Man.
So anything can malfunction at any time, and you don't ever know. And trains are supposed to be honking that horn like almost like way before they actually get there, to sort of warn you that, they're coming, whether that thing is up or down.
Yeah. But hey, that's the way it go. Until this day right here, believe me, when I cross the track right now, I still look both ways. regardless of
because of the what had happened,
yeah.
or even before that you were doing it.
Well, actually, what had happened since my father
Okay.
died. So I'll be honest with you, I wasn't doing it, but it touched home after
Right.
he was killed, and I still didn't get no closure because
Right. I can imagine.
Yeah, growing up. So
Are you the only child?
Oh no, I'm the oldest. I'm the
Okay.
oldest. Yeah, I have actually 2 brothers still in Jefferson and a sister.
Still
Okay.
there.
Yeah,
So you're the
yeah.
only one that left Jefferson.
I'm the only one that left Jefferson.
And why did you leave?
Growing up, I can still remember my daddy saying, he said, you were my strange child, because I always imagine of being like this superhero, or always, looking at TV, looking at stuff like in New York and LA, and was always, man, dang, I wish I could do that.
So you want these people in a small town be like, I can't wait to get out of here. I don't like it here.
Dude, I left graduation night.
wow.
Graduation night.
No.
Which, hey, believe me, big town up to Jefferson, love it. Love to get back there every time I get, but
What year was that?
1988.
88. Yeah,
Yeah.
you graduated after that state championship team. Yeah, Kevin and Keith, my cousin,
They
Kevin
was
and Keith
86,
Smith.
yeah.
They were 87.
Yeah, 87.
Yes,
yeah.
sir. Yeah. You came out after them with Run.
Absolutely.
You came out with Run.
Ron Jackson.
That's right. That's sure enough. I know who you came out
yeah,
with.
boy, you done your homework.
No,
man.
I have to, man. That's hometown. I was
From
in Linden,
down there,
but I wasn't going to school. I was in Linden, but still, I had went there before, so I understand what's going down.
We knew each other back, man. We were small softball games.
Yeah,
and
yeah, you
stuff
had
like
run into
that.
each other.
Yeah, so we kind of knew each other, and and so
Now, you can't get around it when you're in the country, man. to be
Everybody
honest
know
with you.
everybody down there.
Everybody call you friend. That's a song.
that's it.
And everybody date everybody down there.
Well, you see now you. I really can't say that. I never dated people like most of the time. I went to Shreveport. Or I went to Louisiana, so it's Louisiana, Shreveport, Atlanta. It's places where you don't have to date inside. That's people who choose to do that. I'm a rider. I've been driving since I was 13, so I was driving all up in the Domino. My first Domino effect, I was up by Texarkana, and ain't nobody up there know me.
Yeah.
I couldn't really do good in my city because at the end of the day, I didn't have a lot of money growing up. So the people around there, they wasn't looking at me. But look how things change. I got you now. It can flip on you in a minute. It can really flip on you.
That's
Niggas don't,
it.
you don't get trippy. It can flip on
Hey
you.
man, that's what
God is something else, man.
Man.
God said what you meant for good, but bad, God turn it to good.
Turn it to good,
You see
bro.
what I'm saying?
Man.
Somebody can mean something for bad, and God can turn it to good like he did for Joseph.
Hey.
See what I mean? So it made me stronger. And I thank God for the way I was brought up. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't give, man, believe me, I wouldn't give my upbringing for nothing. I wouldn't change it for anything because, man, you learn to love other ones because everybody in the country, bro, everybody had some type of connection, if you knew this family, that family knew that family. So everybody was pretty much the way where I grew up was family. And speaking back to the dating thing, yeah, you was right. I ain't messing nobody around
We
where
never
I came
did.
from because you was either related to them or you grew up with
That's
them.
why most of them always be double kin because all of them was messing around.
Well, when you go home now and me and you down there, I don't see no whole bunch of people I mess with. So at the end of the day, that's not true. Like I go home when I was there, I'm telling you, they didn't look at you when you didn't have a lot going on. When you were younger, they look at your family. They go by, like you said in Jamaica, they look at what scale
status.
you on. Yeah, your status. And my daddy hauled pulpwood. You know what I'm saying? My grandma and my mom was on welfare.
That's an honest living.
You know what I'm saying?
Parkwood.
Yeah, but my mom was on welfare. We had food stamps. Sometimes we didn't have a 3 pair of pants to wear to school. You know what I'm saying? We had to double down during the week, and everybody else had. So the other ones, not everybody, but a lot of the other ones had. So I had to tough it out, but it made me stronger. And now I got so many pants I can't even put them in a closet.
My dude.
Yeah.
But when you take all that, you got all that. But guess being the oldest. You ain't got nobody to get no pants, no hand-me-downs
exactly.
from. So you made it work with whatever you had.
But
to,
you
know
got
what I'm
all the
saying?
brand new stuff, so all of your stuff went down to your brothers.
True, but my brothers, them, you look at it, we're like a maybe 8-9 year difference. So
Okay.
so when I left and graduated, my brothers then were just now hitting junior high.
Exactly.
You know, so we never had that relationship of growing up to, hey man, let me borrow them shoes. Hey man, let me borrow that shirt. Because hey, they was youngsters when I was getting ready to get out the house.
There was some crazy things went on
So-
during your school year. I'm gonna say this, like I know my cousin Kevin, there was a shooting in the Jefferson School when you was going to school.
Yeah.
See, I know all this stuff. I can
Yeah.
go there. I know everything that's in that little old tunnel.
That's it, bro. That's it, man. The good and the bad.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
when you
yeah.
moved up to Dallas, who did you move in with? Because you being straight out of high school, I know you didn't just come up here and get an apartment and just live by yourself.
No. When I graduated in '88, I moved to Texarkana.
Okay.
Yeah, which is a dope move.
Yeah, so I, went a little bit to where a little bit more than one light in the town. So
That's
I
right.
went to Texarkana.
Or TK.
And who did you
TK.
stay with?
I stayed with my grandparents. My granddad was a reverend at the time, dude. Believe me. And you thinking coming straight out of your house, you want to
You
go
had
out.
extra rules.
Oh man,
Extra rules.
You can go out and perform and do whatever you want to do, as long as you in that house before midnight and you're going to church Sunday. So I respected that for about a year or so. So I was like, man, dude, things are happening after 12 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying? So I got up, got me a job, got me a roommate.
And at that
Rest
time
is
in
history.
your life, what did you want to pursue career-wise? I know you say you got you a job, but that wasn't what you wanted to be at that time. So what did you, or you didn't know at that time?
No, I was confused. I knew it was going to be entertainment some type of way. So when I went up there, man, in Texarkana, I started rapping. Believe me.
Everybody does.
I started rapping. We had a group, man. We put a compilation tape together and traveled to little towns doing tour. That's how I got to know.
You were rapping hard, or was you bull?
No, I was smooth, man. I was like more on the Big Daddy Kane side. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Yeah, I was more smooth.
You remember
man.
any of those rhymes?
Who?
You don't remember none of those rhymes?
I got a few.
Well, give me a little bit, man.
Bro,
What you got?
These cobwebs are so thick on this thing right here, dude.
Oh, I thought you were going in. I thought we were finna. I was gonna go and put the towel over the mic, man, and just call it a day.
Give me the camera, dog. They can have the microphone now. I found my love. Give me the camera.
Yes, sir, man.
How old were you when you found your love for film?
I was 23. I can still remember what got me turned on to film. I was here in Dallas at the Galleria Mall. Y'all remember that, right?
So you were in Texarkana, and
Yeah.
So you hadn't moved up here yet at 23.
No.
You were just visiting.
I was just visiting
Okay,
back and forth.
got you.
And so I actually made it my home here in Frisco, Texas. That's where I moved from Texarkana. So I stayed out there with my family and we stayed out to Frisco, man, about 8 years till I came out here to Mesquite, where I am now, though. But what really got me into it and wanted to do this, man, I was at the Galleria Mall one day. This lady approached me. She said, "Have you ever thought about modeling?" I'm like, no, I'm rapping.
Hold up, was it a black or white woman?
It was a white lady. And she said, well, I'm with at that time it was GQ Fashions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so back in the day, she's like, well, we got this audition. We're looking for people, big and tall guys to model, this and that. Would you be interested? And I'm like, she said, well, it pays $300 for like 2 hours. I'm like, okay. On my off day too? So let me go see what this is all about. So I go in there, man, and I got struck, man. When you putting all these clothes on, you got the camera people, and what really got me, we had to go on Good Day Live and, perform and show the new clothing. And, man, with those lights and cameras and seeing people behind scene making it happen, man, I was like, this is what I want to do right here. I don't know how I want to do it, but I want to do something with these cameras and lights.
And you were opposite, because some people were like, ooh, $300 for a couple hours. I need to model. You wasn't even thinking about the modeling. You thinking about the people behind the scenes.
I'm looking at the people behind the scenes the whole time. I'm walking. I'm looking at the camera sets up. I'm looking at all the people that make it happen behind scene. And I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to do. And so, man, when we went on Good Day Live, and I got my reviews, and then, hey, you look good on TV, this and this, blah blah blah. I was like, all right, good. So now I want to do some acting. And that's when I started taking acting classes here in the Dallas area. I mean, I started taking acting classes. I look at it like this. I was like, man, I don't know how to write a script. I don't know anything about a script. So I Googled me a script, how to write a script. So I got the fundamentals of it on how to do it. That next semester, I went and took me a script writing class. I was like, all right, hey, I'll write. Rapping is telling a story, so I'm rapping. So, hey, go, let's put this on film. I mean, let's put this on paper here. So basically, I sit down, man, and I wrote my first film. It's called The Case.
The Case.
The Case.
And what inspired you to do that title and that incident?
Well, at the time in McKinney, man, East McKinney, you know, knowing all the guys over there, and I wanted to first come out. I wanted to come out with this kind of like gangster movie, man. I wanted to come out, you know, like Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society type deal. So I basically wrote the movie The Case and stuff, and had several people in McKinney. We shot it in the projects in McKinney. Everybody in the neighborhood, you know.
McKinney have a project?
Man, yeah, Sugar
Baby,
Hill,
anytime
east side
there's
of
black
McKinney.
people in a community, they have a project. I'm just going to be 100 with you. If there's a black neighborhood.
Big shots out to McKinney, Sugar Hill, baby.
Yeah, there's always a project somewhere. You can call it this. I mean, come on, man. You know, they got a place for us.
Yeah.
You know, but we have to be able to understand how the dynamics of what's going on around us operate.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah. Everybody, don't you think every place we've been to in the United States got a hood, right?
Just like everybody got a Martin Luther King drive.
Everybody got a Martin Luther King.
Everybody got one.
Everybody got one. Even in Vegas, Martin Luther King. That's where the hood at.
Yeah.
West Side. Yeah. Henderson. Holla at your boy. It's a unique hustle.
Go ahead and finish your story. Go ahead.
Let's talk about it.
Where we at now? She done made
Sorry.
me lose my train of
You're talking
thought.
about the hood of McKinney.
McKinney, when you did your first the case.
Yeah, we actually did that. They showed us love, Sugar Hill Apartments. I don't know if the name have changed by now, though. This has been, I'll say, at least 8, 9, 10 years ago, you know. So, but they let us shoot there, man. All the people let us have the apartment. You know, all the people, the resident lived there, man. They let me direct them as part of the scene and stuff like this. Man, it was a beautiful thing, man. It was a beautiful thing. We shot all over McKinney until we finished that. Wow. And that was my first film right there. And when I did that, man, and, you know, I was just like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I feel comfortable.
How old were you then?
Oh, man, at that time I was about 25.
Okay,
I was
25.
I had, you know, pretty much here in the DF-Dub area, out of McKinney, and, you know, taking my classes now, I know where I wanted to go.
And after you did that film, where did that film show?
Actually, that was one of these hood movies. We got DVDs.
Yeah, I remember them days, baby.
Trunk.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like the social media now. You can put it on the platform and hundreds and thousands of people will see it. No, 10, 12 years ago, it was straight DVDs. We was burning DVDs, and that's basically how I kind of got myself out there. Just like the rap guys do, out of your trunk. You know, we had everybody in the cast throughout the city just passing them out and stuff like this. And so, man, and that right there led into...
what kind of camera did you film with your first
Oh, man,
one?
my production, let me see. I didn't shoot it. I hired a team to do it.
Okay.
And so, basically, I left that. I told them to look, this is the look I want right here. Make it happen.
Was it a young team, like they just started, or did you just go, you know, hire a really good team to do this?
You know, it was a young team, and to show you how inexperienced I was. By me taking these classes and stuff like this, you didn't have no money. So
Right.
you can't go out and hire nobody.
Exactly,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
what I
I
was
just got a
thinking.
dream and a finished script. So basically what I did, I went to the lighting department. I hooked up with some people there
At the school?
at the school. I went to the editing department. I hooked up with some people there. I went to the sound department. I hooked up with some people there. We got them all together. I sit down. I told them, look, I got a script. I don't have no money. I got a dream. I feel like if we all work together, we can kind of make this happen. Kind of like if y'all watching the Wu-Tang Clan, kind of how they put their thing together. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was doing 10 years ago. No money, just a dream. They bought into the story.
And you went to the acting department and got the actors.
Went to the acting department and went to the agency, because everybody back then, and it's still this way now, you got to have something on film to be able to show that next producer, that next director, okay, I have done something in the past, you know, this and that. So, man, I had people by the tons just like, hey, I could do this, I could do this. So we auditioned, and, man, 2-3 days, and 100, 200 people and stuff,
Wow.
you know, want to be a part of it. And I was like, all right, I got myself something now, man. Now I got a following, I got a little crew, you know. It's still independent, small, but, you know, my whole goal was to show someone I can do this with no money and just let them know, okay, now, if I got some backing, just imagine what we can do. So, fast forward.
Did you have a job at this time?
Oh, working full time.
Okay.
Working full time, doing this after work and every weekend. So,
Kids?
Oh yes, kids
At
too.
that time?
At that time, young kids too, and at the time, the wife bought in on the dream and
Oh,
stuff.
so you were
like
married
that.
at that time,
Yeah,
too?
I was married at that time too.
Okay, I just wanted to show
Yeah.
our listeners how many duties you had, plus juggling with that at the same time.
Man, you going to work from 8 to 5. You riding in your truck. You know, you at McDonald's on lunch. You got your pen and your pad, and you constantly write. Because me as a writer, man, when stuff come to me, if I got to pull over, if I got to sit down or whatever I got to do, I take that time and jot that down. Because a lot of times, dude, you get writer's block and that don't come back to you. But if you jot that thing down, you can go back and kind of put something together with it. And so that's the way I basically did the first movie, and I was blessed with, you guys, have you ever heard of Arthur Muhammad? He did
No.
the movie Carter High here in Dallas.
I know that
Okay.
movie.
Well, he's the writer, director, producer of the movie Carter High.
Okay.
And so I went to him. Now I'm on a bigger scale. I want to do something bigger. So Arthur was the man in town.
And you knew exactly where he was.
I didn't know exactly where he was. I saw him at an event, and I went there and introduced myself.
Okay.
And I told him what I had going on, and he was like, "Well, I'm in between projects right now. I got nothing going on." So he took my script. He kept it for about a week. And I was like, "Man, this dude ain't interested. This dude ain't interested." So he got back with me and said, "I tell you what, I kind of like the script. Let's revise it a little bit, and I'll shoot it for you."
Wow.
I said, "Man, I don't have no money, bro." He was like, "I'll shoot it for you." That's how the friendship.
And what was the name of that one?
The name of that one right there was Circle of Spiders. Circle of Spiders. So we shot Circle of Spiders, same deal, but we upped the ante a little bit. This time I done saved a little money now. So I was in the cars. I had an old school convertible Galaxy 500.
Quit playing, man.
Galaxy 500.
But they had a 390 engine in it?
Yes, sir.
Stop playing,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Yeah, shout out to them
Man.
Galaxies. That's what I learned how to drive in.
Yes,
shout out to
sir.
my Uncle Nito, man, down there in Smithland, man. Yeah, thank you for letting me drive that Galaxy. Let's go.
Man, that big boy, I tell
That
you
big boy
what,
take you on down the road.
You peel the top off of that son of a gun, hit Interstate 20.
It's a problem.
All the way to Marshall, you bouncing all the way.
Already.
Bouncing all the way.
What'd you do? You get rid of it?
Let me tell you. Basically, to get everything out, because now I'm having to pay actors. Kind of got my little name out there, so and a bunch of money, $200.
How long did it
$300.
take you to actually get paid actors? How many films did you do before you got where you had to
Three.
Three.
The Case was the first one. Circle of Spiders was the second one, and Circle of Spiders: The Deliverance was the sequel to that one right there.
So after that, then you
Now,
started paying.
After that, I started paying because, I started getting a little bit money.
People asking who you are.
Yeah, people asking who I am, being invited to stuff.
And Circle of Spiders was that good that you actually had a sequel to it.
I had a sequel to it.
So it must have been good.
It was good. It was good. I definitely had a sequel to it. So therefore now, I've gotten attention of a few people that got a few dollars and like, well, let me throw this guy $30,000, $40,000 or something just to see what he can do. You know what I'm saying? So I was blessed, actually, with family members to kind of, put a little money in on me and stuff like that. And we created this particular Lady Luck. Mm-hmm. Now, Lady Luck.
So
Pretty
this
much,
is your fourth film?
yeah. This is actually coming my fifth film because we had The Case, Circle of Spiders,
Right.
Circle of Spiders 2, Lady Luck, and this is Lady Luck 2.
Oh, two. Yeah, Lady
this
Luck
is
Part
Lady,
2.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So you're talking about part one now?
Yeah.
Or- okay.
Yeah. Part 1, Lady Luck. We had the opportunity.
And how long ago was that filmed?
We did this in 2017.
2017.
2017, and that's what really kind of got my name out there a little bit because we had at that particular time didn't even know we had this jewel in the house with us was Devontae Rhodes.
Okay.
Devontae Rhodes, Oscar winner Devontae Rhodes. He came through and blessed the film.
Who is he?
Devontae Rhodes. He's in the movie Predator.
I don't watch horror movies.
Bird Box. Have you heard of the
Don't
movie?
watch
Box?
anything scary.
Oh, really?
I remember when that came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, nope, not watching it.
Well, Bird Box ain't scary. It's more suspenseful.
Tell me Sandra Bullock, then I'll know. Yeah,
Okay.
I know her, but if I saw his face, I'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We'll Google him when we done. We
Okay.
done here. I want you to Google him. But anyway, man, he was on Moonlight. That's where he was on. He was on Moonlight, and basically this guy was on a TV show that actually.
And he's here in
that went
Dallas?
us. No, he's not here in Dallas anymore. I'm not sure where he is now, but at the particular time, we filmed here in Dallas, and
Okay.
and my.
So how did you get connected with him?
It wasn't me. My director of the film at this particular time, the assistant director, she knew of him, his
Okay.
agency. So she reached out to him. He was like, at this time, he was like, I am now, trying to get on. So therefore, even though it was independent, he jumped on and just said, hey, I'll come do it. And so basically, it was like one of those type of deals, man. We gave the guy the script right there. Within 30 minutes, we was filming him.
Wow.
And then by having him in there, and then I had Big Mama, from Soul Food, Miss Arma P. Hall.
Yeah.
So she was basically in the film, and everybody knows her
Right.
her resume.
Right.
Here, and then we had another gentleman in there. His name was Bate. He was in The Matrix Reloaded. I think it was part 2 or part 3, one of those. He's from Dallas, and so once.
See, that's what gets you recognized when you have, a lot of notable actors in your show. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, and by, having those guys in there, man, that's what was able to get a distribution deal. I was
That's,
able.
yeah.
What's that?
Is it Trevante?
Yeah, Trevante, yeah, that's Trevante.
Yeah, but dope dude. So being that when you got that break and people start to recognize you were making strides, what did you feel you needed to do to ramp up, or what did you feel your next move would be? And did you ever do anything outside of Texas?
No, I haven't done anything outside of Texas to answer that question. But my to ramp it up to make my projects even better.
You
man,
love shooting in Texas
I love shooting in Texas.
because you're from here.
Because I'm from here, and basically you're gonna be able to shoot to how far your budget could take you.
But I think also,
Yeah, what's the name of that other guy in Terrell that used to shoot all the time?
he
in
shoots
Terrell?
the same lady that he shoots.
Yeah, that older
Yeah,
lady.
I forgot his name. He shoot a lot of his films
in
on
Terrell,
Pure.
there's a lot of- yeah.
Pure Flicks. You ever heard of that?
No, I haven't heard of
That's
that.
a Christian based
It's like a Netflix.
Netflix, but it's Christian based, and that's what we watch a lot of times
Yes.
because it's so much stuff on TV that's talking about stuff that we really don't want to even filter or deal with. So we go and watch Pure Flicks.
Oh, okay.
It's a nice. It lets a lot. It has a lot of good low budget movies.
No, some of them are really high.
Some of them are high
budget, too, that's
budget.
been on,
Like you had what's that
TV?
one? God's Not Dead.
Right.
God's
Part
Not
1, Part
Dead.
2, and Part 3.
Yeah. All those go on there. And that guy from Terrell, the one you're talking about, all his movies is on there. That's why.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta check that out.
Yeah, plug that in.
And,
know
but it's
that.
fun to me when I'm watching it and I'm like, "Ooh, I know that spot."
Yeah, you know
That
the spot in
that's
Terrell.
So it's just funny when you are from a certain area or you used to live in that area and you can see those areas on TV. It resonates with you and it makes you want to keep watching that. But then for me, I get upset now because I'm like watching the same ones over and over. I'm like, I wish I had his number. I could call him and say, "Hey, when you doing another film? I'm ready to see another one. What's
Yeah.
up with
I don't
this?"
forgot his name, but
I'm picturing his face, but I can't
do you
remember
remember
his
any
name
names
right
of the
now.
movies that was shot?
I'll tell you.
It was
I
one
did-
girl that was on there.
Faith. I'll tell you in a minute.
Yeah, pull it up.
But but speaking of that, people being familiar with the landscapes, you get that in the audience. Because when they see something, they see a scene that was shot here in Dallas, you can hear them like, I know what that is. I know that is. Yeah, they shot that over there. And so that
That's
was
the
really
dope
good.
thing, ain't it?
Yeah, man, it really is. It
Do
really
you feel
is.
like what's the next step for you? What's the next level? Where do you want to take this?
My next level is basically I'm trying to get a larger distribution deal.
Okay.
Because I'm dealing, man, I got 2 contracts for Lady Luck 2 sitting on my desk right now. I refuse to even finish reading them. Because, man, and I tell if anybody out there listening right now, if you're making films, please do your research with an attorney before you go and sign your project away. Because, man, I got some deals out there. They want you to sign a project and you already $40,000 in the hole by you signing your name. They $20,000 distribution, $20,000 marketing fee. I was like, dude, how are you going to charge me $40,000, no marketing plan, and just put my movie on your platform? No type of advertisement. No, I was like, no, we ain't gonna do this.
So you got to know how to research and do what you need to do to understand.
I got bit on my first 2 movies because I was more excited by just getting the notoriety. People just like, hey, this dude's making movies, this and that, but not really looking at the business of it. I'm all about the business now. I ain't doing nothing else free. If I do something, I'm trying to get a bag. Oh, I'm going to get a bag. You know what I'm saying?
How hard is it for permitting and stuff when you go to do these movies?
It's not. What we do, basically myself and either my producer, we'll get together, we'll go tell them, hey, we're an independent filmmaker, this is what we're doing, and I always kind of slide it in with students, you know what I'm saying? And you kind of get the door open to you because they kind of want to see you. And so that's how I basically get these venues, by basically just going in there being myself and just say, hey, I got a movie, this is what I do, this is what I'm trying to do. Is there a fee? I'm willing to pay you for a certain amount of time to use your venue. I got a lot of them just say, hey, man, if you do it such and such, we're closed, I'm good. You just pay the guy that works here to lock up when y'all leave. So I end up getting, like, when you see Lady Luck 2, man, we have some extraordinary shots downtown on the balconies and stuff.
That's the
like
new
this.
one. That's the new one. Lady Luck 2.
But what did you ramp up from Lady Luck 1 to
What's
Lady
the
Luck?
difference?
What's the difference? Quality wise, I mean, it's everything.
The budget was a little bit bigger. The quality, I feel like the level of acting was a whole lot better in this particular film.
It's the same cast?
No, totally different cast.
Because normally when you have part 1, that's one thing I usually hate about watching sequels. The first thing I'm like, okay, why didn't that person come back again in part 2? What's going on? Especially if you like that actor.
That's
you know what I mean?
That's true. But to be in a situation I am with that, I'm glad to say the ones that was in my film have gone on to do big and better things. Like, look at Trevante. Look at Trevante. This is an Oscar winner, man. And, look at Miss Omar P. Hall. Look at some of the other people. I got people that was in Lady Luck 2 that's out in Los Angeles right now. I want to give a shout out to Miss Zanya Merritt. She is basically.
Let me tell
we got a story to tell you about Zanya.
There's a story.
Do you know we basically we know Zanya.
Oh.
We went down to Atlanta and interviewed her already.
Oh, she's a jewel, bro.
Did you hear what I just said?
Yes,
we already got the interview. So when I put this one out, that was funny because she sent my wife the flyer that you sent me. So it was like,
and he didn't know.
I didn't even realize that was her until I seen your trailer, and then I looked at it, I said, "That's the same woman we interviewed in ATL."
She didn't even know.
She directed the film.
I didn't even know it.
Yeah.
So when I put it out, I'm gonna put y'all's out, right before everything, which is coming pretty fast.
Yeah.
So
the movie is called Steps of Faith.
Steps of Faith, the one that he put out. Did you look up who? Did you look up who?
I was trying to figure it out.
Who directed and wrote it? But yeah, she came and interviewed with us. Shout out to what's our friend named Bishop Omar's wife,
Anita
Jawar.
Oh,
She been on the show. She put she sent us her information and said she wanted us to lock in. But go ahead with what you were about to say.
I'm just saying, man. Big shout out to Bishop Omar family and stuff.
Yeah, man.
Actually, he's in the film.
Okay.
Oh, he's in Lady Luck 2. We actually shot in his venue downtown off Lamar.
That's his name. Oh, sorry. Legend Brown.
Legend Brown.
That's who wrote that.
That's his stuff is on Pure.
Okay. Yeah.
Pure
Steps of Faith. That was his.
Man. Dallas.
He's so good, and he has a lot of good actors that he always.
You ought to get him on the show.
In all of his film.
Yeah, he gave me a lot of love when I did Lady Luck, and I actually, gave me some pointers on what I need to do.
Yeah, he's very
stuff.
good.
Yeah,
he's very good.
Yeah, he really is. He really.
I like the way you guys take this so serious to make it a good project, good work of art, so we can have something and sit back and enjoy and eat some popcorn.
Hey, man. Let me tell you, man. I mean, things I think here in the future with independent films, black films, are fixing to do real well. The reason I say that, man, I follow Boosie.
That's my boy right there.
I follow Boosie. And Boosie was on a couple days ago talking about, man, I did his film. Well, I didn't do his film. He put out a film. Mm-hmm. Dude made $1 million in one day.
Yeah.
But he does it through his platform.
Right.
And stuff like this. And
that's how you can make it and keep it.
One thing he said to me that really has resonated with me is, he said, I'm finna be the next black Netflix. I'm fixed to everybody's doing independent movies. You got good quality. You got good movies. Here in the future, you're going to be able to shoot them through me and do it that way. That gives a lot of independent filmmakers opportunities to get their work out. And the most important thing is to get paid for their work.
Yeah.
And I really feel like, what this man is about to do right here is going to really open doors up for independent filmmakers.
Yeah.
And I really hope it's
I hope it
success.
does.
Yeah.
I hope it is.
I do
a success,
too,
'cause
man.
That would be an
Yeah.
amazing.
I tell you, man, it'd be amazing. You got it's people here that we links up with, and it's things out there in the air that things can happen in Dallas and really happen quick and faster than what it's been happening. I think a lot of time it's just there's disconnects between the young and the old,
That's it.
the ones who building their brands versus the other ones who building their brand. It just got to be some unification, some come to the round table and talk about some things and just try to push projects out and support one another periodically. I think that would help the whole movement of what can happen in the Dallas-Fort Worth
Because
area.
the funny thing is, because sometimes I go on TV, whether it be Netflix, Pureflix, or anything like that, or even YouTube, and I'll put in black movies, because sometimes you want a platform that you can go on and only see black movies, whether it be comedy, horror, whatever.
True.
And and I think it was Netflix.
It is.
That I went on, and there was a category because
Black
normally,
cinema.
because normally you can't find a category for that.
I know
and they had probably just put that on there not too long, because it hasn't been that way for very long.
Yeah.
That you can go on there and actually have a category, so you can just go straight in there and see all black movies.
That's true. You're so right on that.
Wow.
That's it.
So do you feel what? Tell us about this movie. Just give us you don't have to give it. Don't spoil it, but just give us a little bit
A
of
teaser.
Yeah, just give us an understanding of what you feel this movie brings that other movies you've done before doesn't.
Well, I feel like what we're doing, we're following up on a story, a very, very good story with Lady Luck. And I pick it up 10 years later.
Okay.
10 years later, girls have gone on, they've done their own things. And obviously, one of the main characters is actually from Dallas in the film. So she comes back to Dallas, man, for the job interview. That's how they actually reunite. And so, man, when they get back into Dallas and stuff like this, they kind of
Hold on. Can I stop you right there?
Yeah.
Because for those who've never seen Lady Luck Part 1,
Okay.
they don't know what it's all about. And also, where can they go and find? Because before you go see Part 2, you have to go watch Part 1.
You're so
So-
right. Let's rewind.
So let's
everything.
rewind
back
a
it
little
up.
bit. We need to figure out.
All right. Well, first of all, let me let everybody know out there, if you want to go see Lady Luck to catch up on it, you can go on Amazon Prime. The movie's on Amazon Prime. It's in 21 different other countries at this particular time. So you can go get your popcorn, check out Lady Luck 1, and then hopefully October the 23rd, come out to the red carpet, come out to the screening, and you'll be caught up for Lady Luck 2.
And where is the red carpet?
All right, we're doing this at the Movie Studio Grill, October the 23rd. We're going to be doing the red carpet.
Which one of
Royal
the studio
Lane?
movies?
No, I'm sorry. Yes, the one off Spring Valley.
Okay,
The one
thank you very much.
Yes, you're breaking it down. You know what's up. Well, it's the one off Spring Valley. We got special guests. We got DJ Spinderella from Salt and Pepper. She's going to be there.
Shout out Spinderella. We still waiting on you to come on this show. Yeah, stop playing. We'll see you there. We just gonna pop up and show up and just get at you right there.
Yeah, and I got my man, comedian D. Ellis.
Okay, comedian D.
Yeah.
Ellis.
Hey, man, there's a long story goes back with me and my man D. Ellis. We from the same town, and when I was back in the rap game, he was one of my dancers. And so we have built this bond ever since Texarkana when we first united in our little rap group and stuff like this, to where what he's doing amazing things right now, traveling the world, got the Rat Pack out, man, and these guys are just phenomenal. If you haven't seen them, got to get your ticket and go see them. Dope, but man, D. Ellis is in this movie. Well, actually, D. Ellis has been in all my movies, the last 3 of them. That's just to go to show you love, We made a pact, and if you ever see my man, you can tell him this. We made a pact when we was doing music back in our early 20s. We said, dude, we gonna do this. We gonna make it. We gonna make a name for ourselves regardless. Other people we dealt with fell off by the wayside. This dude and I have kept the vision and have kept the dream Y'all all know what D. Ellis is right now. I'm a little bit behind him coming with my films, different category, you know, but this and that. But we're on the right track, though.
No,
We're
I
on the
definitely
right track.
get it.
So back to part one. So you give us a little, synopsis of part one, and then move into your part two.
All right. Well, part one, you have these three ladies here that basically had personal situations to where caused them to end up having to move in together.
Okay.
They move in together, and you can just imagine how this goes. You know, three women,
Three
three
women.
strangers in the same place. And so they got to know each other on the fly and stuff like this. And so all of them had their separate entities of what's going on, but they're under the same roof. You got one that, that basically came from the streets, no family, this and that. She does what she do to get her money. Big ups to Stella out in Los Angeles. What's up, Zena? Also, you got Zanya, which is the matriarch of the whole, entire deal and stuff
Okay.
like this. So she's basically trying to find herself, trying to, finish school and going through this cheating husband, which D. Ellis plays and stuff like this in part one, and just trying to find what she means in life instead of just, living off this guy's money and stuff. And you have the other one, Monique, which was sick. Monique, actually, in part one, she dies. She dies of ovarian cancer. She was the first one to actually go to college in her family and stuff like this. And basically, it had a medical turn for her to where, with those girls there, she actually passes. And that is Miss Armour P. Hall's granddaughter in the particular film.
Okay.
So that's what happened with Monique and stuff like this. It's a real fun sit down, 1 weekend type of deal just to get into it and just to see what they bring, each character bring to the movie.
So moving up to part two,
Okay.
you don't have three people living together anymore. You only have two.
You only have two people living in together. So you still have Stella, and then you have actually Zanya's character. Zanya is still here. She is divorced from James, this and that. So she's finished law school. She has her own.
And don't tell
deal
us too
going.
much now.
All right,
you know.
all right. Well,
Okay.
she finished law school and everything, and basically she has her life going, and James popped back in, and so we're gonna leave it right there and let you
Okay.
know when James popped back in what goes down and stuff
Okay.
like this. So basically, what it is, they're not roommates this time, but they back into Dallas, and they back on the same track as friends, still trying to support one another.
And figure life out.
And figure life out. But once you see part two, you're going to see the girls that really figured it out. They know what's going on, and they getting what they after.
I got a question. Like
Yeah.
when you're dealing with what you're dealing with, most of the time when you watch a part two of a movie, it's not as good as part one.
I'm going to honestly tell you,
You
part
see what I'm
two
saying?
is better
What
than
you
part
think?
one.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's rare. You rarely find
You
it.
see it, but
You
it's
see it,
rare.
but
Like
not-
I think Fast and the Furious do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Matrix, they do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
There's certain ones that can.
Superman, that's why they come out with 1, 2, 3, 4, and keep going.
Yeah. Well, Bad Boys did okay too to talk about a black film.
Yeah.
Coming to America didn't do a
Yeah.
good job.
Yes, they did to me. You
No,
crazy?
they did.
I hadn't even.
I loved it.
I've never watched it.
You didn't?
I ain't even watch. I just couldn't get into this one right here. I hadn't
Thank
even
you.
watched
It
it yet. It was just something about. I need to sit down and watch it, but I just
It's
couldn't.
my
I haven't
guys.
pulled
I would
myself
never
to
not
Part
watch
one
my guys, man.
Part one was that is my
I probably
movie.
watch it this evening.
But part two, I'll be in the other room when you're watching it.
That's fine.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this.
That's
I'm gonna
fine.
tell you this, and I'm gonna let you guys, October the 23rd, be the witness of this right here. Part one was a very good story. The introduction of part two.
We're gonna go watch
because
part
you
one.
had names in it, so therefore that kind of brought it out. But part two, storyline's better, quality is better, acting is better. Believe me.
Do you intend to move on to a part three?
No, I don't move on to a part three. We're going to get to that. I got a movie written that I wrote with out of a lady out of California. It's called The Code. So I got that on
The next in line.
that's next in line.
Why do you always stop at a part two? Because that other movie, the one with the spiders, you did part one, part two.
Yeah.
This one you're doing part one and part two. Why don't you ever go past the part two?
I just go with the feel of it. It hadn't led me into the create. The girls have fulfilled their destiny, and they're on their own. When y'all see that in part two, and I'm wanting to flip it, kind of go off of that and go. little bit raw with what I got going on.
Let me take you to another subject. Mo3. You say that before Mo3 had passed away, you had met him. You had lived in McKinney.
Yeah.
So how was Mo3?
Man, let me tell you, I first met Mo3 before everybody in the world know Mo3 now, because his dad in McKinney was my barber.
Okay.
So at that time, when I go in, Mo would come in with his children and stuff like this.
So he was older at this time.
Yeah, he was older this time. Yeah, and this has been like maybe 6 years ago or something like this. And I'm like, man, we need to work together. He's like, yeah, I know. We need to do something together. Because he just got out of jail at that time back then. He was like, well, man, I know you do movies. I want you to show me how to write a script. I want to write my life story. I'm like, all right, cool. Album came out. You know how that is. You're touring now. Everybody pulling at you. You all over the place. So that communication barrier right there kind of weakened a little bit. I still had his number, and he said, all right, we're going to do it. So right before the unfortunate death of Mo, I think maybe about 2 weeks before that, I sit down with my producer, one of my producers, Rain, Mo's attorney, and Mo. We was negotiating on this movie that I got that I wanted him to star in, because he had said, I'm in, dog, I'm in. So I was happy because Mo had said, he on the point now. He's like, you bring the story, I fund it. I'm funding it. And at that time, we couldn't, I didn't want to depart from it and not have a part of it. So we couldn't come to a number. And his attorney sit back. He's like, all right, tell you what, both of y'all still want this. He said, why don't y'all do a partnership? So I looked at Mo, and Mo said, yeah. Before we got here, he offered me that. He said, hey, man, let's just go in this and do a 50-50 split on this. And I was like, yeah. Then he was like, okay, well, let's do that. And then we verbally said, okay, we in. His attorney, we in. Rain knew what was up with it, too. He's sitting at the table. So I say about a week and a half went by and heard nothing. So I'm like, dang. At this time, Mo touring, Mo doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? So I can't get with him, I leave a message, I don't get nothing back. And so I still remember this. It's on a Monday. I get a email from his attorney. Well, at this time, Mr. Noble wants to work on his album, and he's wanting to focus on that, the album that's out now, and he can't do it at this particular time. So I'm like, all right. So there's a little step back. I was like, okay, cool. And so about a week and a half later, Mo called me. It's just like, hey, man, I ain't going to be able to do it, man. Right now we got, I want to focus on this album. I got this going on. I got this guy. I said, hey, man, I respect that. I said, I tell you what, when you ready, you know where I am. That was the last conversation that we had.
Wow.
That was the last conversation. And I look back at this time right now with who he is and what he's accomplished, just like I did coming out from where he is, man, just with a dream and stuff like this. I still look back, and my team look back, we just say, where could we be as movie makers if we were able to get this movie shot? If we would have shot this movie, and with the success he got with, his album and who he is now, I just really feel like this movie that I got written right now would just basically just put him on a different plateau.
Yeah.
It would have, because even when you think about, yes, he had his music and stuff like that, and you have that to leave as a legacy for his children. But to be in film, when I think about Tupac, you know what I mean? He has the music, but you can go to movies and watch him and see him. You know what I mean? It's a different level to me.
That would have been special, because when I gave Mo, I met him downtown Dallas. I called him. He said, all right. God, that man, dude had security all in the windows, sitting in unmarked cars and stuff like this. Because, you got to be careful, even though he knew me, but you know how that goes. And so we met downtown center Dallas. I gave him the script. He was like, we took about 15 minutes, sat on the steps down there. He was reading through it. And the character that I had for him was the name character Malik. Mm-hmm. Come to find out, he said, man, for real, my middle name is Malik.
Yeah.
And so he was like, I was like, whoa. And we kept like, okay, I'm vibing because all this is fitting. He's liking it. So he gets on the phone. He calls Boosie, right? He's like, hey, man, I think I got my first movie right here. I got my first movie. And, you know, I wasn't in on the conversation, but I can hear Boosie in the background tell him, yeah, whatever. He was like, yeah, man, I'm going to go home. I'm going to read it tonight. I got my dude here now. And then, you know, I'm gonna get back with him, and we gonna try to set something up to make this happen. So the dude was happy, you know. I'm happy, you know. I'm downtown in my work truck and everything, you know, trying to make stuff happen and stuff. And so, but yeah, man, and I was really blown away when I got that call that day, and it was from my one of my producers, and I thought she was playing. The day the incident happened, I mean, like, I'm still on this high, you know. I'm just waiting for a call from this dude in the day, and we ready to roll. And so she's like, hey, Cliff, what you doing? She said, you heard the news? I was like, no, what are you talking about? I said, no, I'm at work right now. She said, Mo dead. I'm like tripping. I'm like, you know, all right, come on, what's up? Because I know that wasn't her to be coming. It's stuff playing with something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, and then I stopped. I was like, I mean, what you talking? She said, check out Facebook. And then I pull over. And,
that's the first place for news.
Yes, Facebook.
Facebook.
And I'm like, I look up at Facebook, and I'm like, no, dude. I mean, dude, the inside of me dropped. Not only that we was going to do business together.
But you know this kid.
I know this kid. I know his daddy. You know, me and his daddy has been cool for years, and I would see him come in, and we would talk periodically about, you know, getting him set up on doing his story and also doing the movie. And so, and then everybody, I don't know if you guys are from McKinney or not, but
I've been through McKinney a lot of times.
On East Side McKinney, give big shouts out to East Side McKinney. Everybody out there, man, that when I lived out there was like family, man. We see each other at the store, you know, we come over in the hood, you know, everybody was hanging, everybody was vibing and stuff like this. Because, man, there's a lot of talent in McKinney, undiscovered, untapped talent, just ready to explore. So, yeah, man, so that's what love is, man.
I mean, when you look at Mo3 and his music and his legacy and his children, what do you think? What do you think things changed and spiraled out of control if you from the outside looking in?
Well, I didn't know much about his personal life.
I'm talking about his music.
His music? Oh, man.
Because the thing you got to realize is when you look at Mo3, that was two entities of Mo3. You had the music where he would talk about, you know, what he'd been through. Then you had the music where it would talk about, you know, riding down or sliding on somebody. So the things you say, how, and I know this is a great question because being one that writes scripts and deal with things, a lot of people say that, you know, when you rap, for some reason, when you say things in rap, it comes to fruition. You know, it becomes a reality. But when you look at movies and stuff like that, people give them a pass. But it's violence in movies the same way.
Movies too.
So why do you think that differs?
There's power in the tongue, no matter who you are.
No, but you got actors who act and die in movies all the time. Denzel and them, they got some crazy scenes where they say things that are way out there. And people do things that are crazy, but when it comes to our rappers and our youth, it ends up being a thing where it comes to the early demise on a lot of cases.
I think people different. They differ, movies and the rap. That's my opinion, I think, because they know it's a movie. It's a movie. We finna get up and walk out of here. And you know, like you say, speaking of the violence in the movies, you absolutely right. Because if you ain't got sex, drugs, or killing somebody,
it's not interesting.
It ain't really interested. If you
and that's
ain't
the
got
same
those
thing
three
with rap. That's the same thing with rap.
Same thing with rap. But it's the way I feel if you get out there and you promote it and if you live it, even though this is the way you making your money, and you probably totally different when them lights and cameras goes off. And which when I met with the kid, that's the way it was. It was always a good level conversation. It was always this. It was always that. It was a very family oriented man. And so that's the way I saw him, and that's the way I remembered him. So like all the, you know, sliding on you this and that and stuff like this, we all got problems with other people and we all got issues and stuff like this. But I feel like deep down, man, nah, Mo was a genuine brother.
But to go back to my question, why do you think it's different?
Let me add
We
something
as
to
society
that.
make it different.
But let me add something to that too. Sometimes it's not, it is and it isn't. Because when we see some actors that we love, like example, I think about Baby Boy. If you see Tyrese walking down the street and you love the movie Baby Boy, you're not going to walk up to him and say, hey, what's up, Tyrese? You're like, hey, what's up, Baby Boy? Because you're looking at him like he is that person. Like he did all of the things he did in that movie.
Right.
So a lot of times when we see a person who is an actor, their role resonate with us as that person, not them as who they really are.
That's true.
Yeah.
Especially if you notice some of these actors, they play the same type of movies in every movie that they come in.
Yeah.
So in your mind, you're like, they have to be like that for real.
Wow. Well, you know, I say, man, we set up and we look at things and we try to find a way to make it you know, Clifton, something that we can, you know, make sense out of. We want to save the youth. We want to save these young boys, these young kids. And the reason I ask you the question is because we want resolution. We want to build bridges. We don't want to build walls.
Right.
And in order to do that, it takes the guys who've been around to see something and try to impute healing and change, man. You know what I mean? I think good movies. I think
Having a balance.
yeah. I think all that. I go ahead, because you were about to say something.
No, I'm listening. Bro.
I'm looking at the injecting, like the podcasting and stuff like that. I feel like you have to have good ones. You have to have ones that create controversy. All this stuff is needing to be injected. If you don't have the good, the bad outweigh it. So you got to have both. You got good movies, you got bad movies, you got horror movies. So it has to be balanced, like you just said.
But then also, when you think about movies versus music, music is more brainwashing. When I say music is more brainwashing, when I hear a song or anybody hear a song that they like, they're going to play the song over and over. They're driving down the street, you know, playing that song over and over. For you to watch a movie, you're going to be at home sitting still watching a movie. You're not going to be watching a movie driving on the street. Not everybody, some people do, but you're not going to be able to, you know, pay attention so much. You hear it, but you can't see it. But with a movie, you watch one now, you might not watch the same one again another time, but the music, you're listening to that song over and over. That's why I call it brainwash, because when people get brainwashed, they play that same repetition, because a lot of times you think that we don't hear it, but you actually hear it subconsciously, and you never know, you might even act out a certain way because of that.
You're so right. You know, speaking on that, I listened to D.L. Hughley. Mm-hmm. D.L. said one day, he's like, rap music is so captivating and so controlling. He said, man, I can walk out the studio and put on me some rap music in there. Hell, I'm ready to go fight. I'm ready to go tee up on somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just that mental state that a lot of it take you to. And as she was saying, I feel like if you listen to something over and over and
It conditions your mind.
it feels real to you. Mm-hmm. It feels real. It feels like, okay, yeah, this person went out there and gathered 3 people and went back home and ate. It ain't like that.
Wow, Clifton McCurry, man. Thank you so much, man, for coming on the show, man. How can people get a hold of you? And where? Tell us the name of the movie again.
The name of the movie is Lady Luck 2, premiering at Movie Studio Grill. That's off Spring Valley in 75, and it's going to be October the 23rd, 7:30 red carpet event. Movie start promptly at 8:15.
Wow. How many people can they fit?
We got 150 seat theater, but the vibe I'm getting and from what I'm hearing from my cast members, I think we got about 100 of them coming. You know what I'm saying?
Can you buy the tickets before time?
No, it's all at the door. You know,
at the door?
Yeah, we just
Okay.
keep it in. You know, we're doing a $5 donation. Just to pay for the event and just to
So
have
make sure
people
you
to come
come
out.
early, just in case if it get packed out.
That's it.
Is it
that's
only
it.
one showing, or you might have 2?
Actually, right now we're gonna do one showing, but the reviews that I'm getting and stuff like this, I might have to talk to the theater about getting
Doing a
another
couple of
day or
shows.
something like that.
That's
Yeah.
it, man. Thank you so much for coming on Boss Talk 101, man.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Man, we love you, brother.
All right.
Man,
All right.
it's been another great segment of Boss Talk 101.
And we out.